It is important for me to carve out time in my schedule to spend quality time with my family. Some of my legal colleagues are the most creative people I know. Being an online platform, we ran into challenges with Cuba's lack of internet accessibility. We were able to work around that by creating a program unique to Cuba, where many local hosts are working with hosting partners who have internet access and can help them manage their Airbnb requests and bookings. The advice I give is that, tempting as it is, getting the training you can get from law firm experience is really invaluable. It teaches you not just what you know, but what you don't. When I pull my hair back in a ponytail, that's how you know I'm having a hard day. Lead by example. Women often wait for permission instead of acting, and I try to encourage bold action. Persistence pushes me to be bold and seek out the opportunities I've wanted. It starts by envisioning what you want, no matter how big or small, and believing that you can achieve it. I'm always moving furniture and things around in my house. I don't think I get angry. As a company grows, things get stuck at the top. It can be a bottleneck. Home sharing is about dialogue, not disruption. Programs that encourage mentorship, workshops that teach women how to self-advocate, and even employee resource groups that are focused on women in the workplace are all very powerful outlets that foster safe space conversations. When I think back to the early years of my career, I wish I would have been less tolerant of the norms of that time. Compared to today's generation, my generation didn't call attention to unfair practices like equal pay and promotion tracks as often. I'm thankful to be in a position in my career where I can advocate for better policies and partner with future generations, like my daughters, to be a voice for change. That's what I love, to be pushed out of my comfort zone. At the end of the day, you have to do what you think is right and be human. Every challenge that comes up is just a problem that needs a solution. In the morning, I look at my calendar and think about whether things that aren't critical can be moved to the next week. I'm in bed by 10, but I may not actually go to sleep until 11. It doesn't take long. I just breathe in and out maybe 10 times, and that does it. I never really feel overwhelmed. I feel energized by what goes on in our day. I think it takes a unique temperament for a lawyer who wants to go to a startup, because generally, by nature, it's a high-risk environment. There was a time when people thought our hosts weren't collecting and remitting taxes, and we've been very proactive about going out and trying to solve this. After law school, I put on my power suit and worked at a series of law firms. By the time I was at my third in 6 years, it dawned on me that a traditional law job wasn't for me. So many opportunities are born from not asking permission. At a well-run company, good ideas are embraced no matter where they come from. It's important to contribute to group discussions, but if all you're thinking about is when you'll get the opportunity to speak, and stressing about whether you'll sound smart, you won't be fully engaged in the conversation. There's a historical view that adding process into a scrappy startup kills innovation, but I'm a firm believer that you need process at some point to remain agile. We want for everyone to be treated with dignity and respect in any situation. And so we've been thinking about how do we use our platform to empower women. More than half of our hosts are women, and many are using the extra income to start their own businesses. Most of my mentors in my early career were men. I'm happy to see today the partnership between the newer generation coming through and more senior women leaders helping others advance their careers. When I went into a startup in tech, I knew I could always go back to a law firm. As Chief Business Affairs and Legal Officer, I am responsible for driving Airbnb's engagement strategy and civic partnership efforts, as well as overseeing the company's global public policy, community mobilization, legal, communications, compliance, social initiatives, and philanthropy efforts. I like cutting through complexity and trying to get to the kernel of an idea. I've always liked diving into new things. Cities have unique home-sharing policy needs. A dense, urban city may have different concerns than a historic vacation town or a non-traditional travel destination. In my spare time, I volunteer at my daughter's schools so I can stay involved with the activities and parent/teacher community. I'm a huge Trekkie. Every woman who proves that it is not about gender, but about excellence paves the way. Whether we work in the private, public, or nonprofit sectors, International Women's Day is a time for us to think about how we can all step up and do everything in our power to help women make real economic progress. While Airbnb cannot single-handedly level the playing field for women, I believe we can play a role in enabling women around the world to follow their passions and design the lives they want. Even with uncertainty around the future of work in an increasingly automated world, Airbnb will remain a way for women to achieve greater financial independence and social empowerment in the years ahead. As anyone who has started a company knows, it's pretty common not to see any income for months. I don't necessarily think about being a woman as I make decisions, but I do value diversity of opinion and encourage others to speak up and do their best work. It's important for anyone working at a hyper-growth company, such as Airbnb, to embrace learning and be open in order to keep pace with the changing environment. I wholeheartedly believe that travel leads to open minds and contributes to a better cultural understanding and acceptance of people from around the world. My best advice to young women looking to get into both travel and tech is to put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone, and be persistent. When I left Yahoo, I was really looking for an early-stage company that had some complexities and things that needed to be figured out. When I learned about Airbnb, I was like, wow, this is an amazing new way to travel. It's about community, and there's a lot to figure out to clear the way. So I was really drawn to that.